But it's good to talk to you. I have been a huge fan of what you've done with this character for the last 3 seasons. So thank you for all the for what you do with bringing Cyborg to life. It's been an honor
Thank
to
you,
watch
brother.
it. So and first of all, also congratulations on the third season, especially having to shoot this during this crazy time we're in right now. So how was it as an actor? How was that experience having to work under such unique circumstances? I guess.
Yeah, it was definitely different. It was something that we took in our stride and we used, the best that we could. It was very different, even from the experience of actually being on set with the master, the protection, just having the COVID team on set, to actually having to shoot the show differently. Having to block shoot and shoot 2 episodes at a time rather than usually having to shoot 1 episode at a time. So we would sometimes be shooting episode one, scene one, and then at 10 a.m. And then the next scene that we would be shooting would be scene seven, episode two. And so having to, put yourself into that shift as a character and be like, okay, where am I at? What's happened before this? What's going on? And really channeling into that was definitely challenging and was definitely different. So these are some of the things that COVID presented us with. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And seeing that we got through that, and for me, this being the best season yet, was testament to the fight that we put into making the show what it was.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess I didn't realize that you guys would have to shoot multiple episodes at the same time. Because I know that the other show. I know they mentioned on Titans that was something a similar experience. So on. So I don't. I cannot. I would never be able to do that. So bless you guys for going through all of that. I really want to talk about Victor's big change this season, because as far as I know, I have never really seen Victor in the comics having the option of not being Cyborg anymore. So I was quite surprised. I'm like, whoa, what are they doing here?
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about your initial reaction when learning this was happening, when talking to the showrunner, and kind of just also seeing on the page, oh, this is where Victor is going.
Yeah. I think the first time when I experienced it, it was a shock. It was just as much of a shock for me seeing it on paper as it would have been for you guys seeing it on the screen. Like you just said, like I haven't recollected this happening before, and seeing, I feel like we've seen the other side of it on some occasions. When Vic's tech has been upgraded, or like Young Justice, where the design of Vic's cybernetics is different, and it's like, okay, well, what happened before that, because he has a more of a similar design, more human-esque, etc. And so it's like I always questioned, well, was he full cybernetic before that, and then something changed, and then now he became who he is now? I never really understood, or and always wondered why and what took place there. So it was all very, very fresh, and I had nothing to draw from to kind of look at that. But I think the materials that we've been creating, and the journey we've been going on, has explored these themes and these things since season one, of Vic questioning who he is and wanting to come to terms with who he was going to be. And when we hit that in episode 5 with the Sisterhood of Data and Frenzy, we really come to terms with Vic challenging himself after being challenged by Frenzy as to who is he, and why is he, and what does it mean to be black, and can I experience that again, and did I have a choice? And then hearing that there was another way, once he has the conversation with his mother, he realizes, hold on a minute, so there was another way, and he wants that choice, he wants to experience that, and goes on that journey to experience that. And who knows where he'll end up. But yeah, we're living it now, man. This is not a hack. This is not fake. This is real. What you're seeing is, Cyborg stripping back and becoming Victor Stone.
Yeah, you were speaking about your mother. I something because I also want to talk about Silas, because I mean, as the huge Phil Morris fan that I am, and I love seeing you guys to banter, whether you guys are having these heartbreaking moments or you guys are at each other's throats. I've always loved seeing kind of the complexity of that relationship, and I am kind of just curious what you were thinking. Do you feel that there's ever going to be a time where they can be completely at peace with each other, or do you think that it's always going to be a bit rocky as we go into season 4, 5, etc., and so on?
Yeah, I think it has to get worse before it gets better, and I think that's kind of just a testament to life. Greatness is on the edge of destruction, and I think that that's exactly where they're at right now. It's a destruction in which they're going through, and we've kind of hit this crescendo where we've constantly gone up, and it's constantly been rattled to the point where he's at a place now where he's taken the totem pole for himself and decided, look, I'm going to do things my way for a change. I've always been under your guidance, always been under your rock, if you will, and now things are changing. I'm going to do things my own way, and I think that it's it could be rocky, and it could even itself out. It just depends on how Silas responds to Vic. Really, I think Vic has now taken initiative, and he's going to do what he wants to do. And as he's doing what he wants to do, how Silas is going to react to that, I have no idea. But he's doing it, and I think that that's what's going to take its toll and decide where we end up. It's going to be based on does Silas accept him for who he is, and does Vic accept himself for who he is, and from there we'll see how they both respond and take it from there.
Yeah, and so this I'm gonna add, because I've seen the finale and I loved it. Of course, in true Doom Patrol fashion, it's crazy, it's heartbreaking, it's incredible, and I'm still trying to get used to Cliff as a huge robot now. So just but I wanted to ask because like I had to laugh a bit when Victor had this moment with Rita, like, oh, so now you're on board to like woohoo, let's do a superhero team and so on. But but as comedic as that was, what do you expect for Victor as for next season in terms of like, as you said, he's having to he's a little bit scaled back now and so on, but still having that kind of role on the team.
Yeah, I think that what's really interesting is seeing the fact that his cybernetics do not define him. I think that him being a superhero is the heart, and he doesn't ever lose the heart, and that's what makes him the superhero he is. Protecting and serving is in his blood, it's in his veins, it's in his heart. It's not in his suit, and we start to explore that in our finale, and it's a cool thing to kind of take a look at. And I have no idea where we're going to end up in the next season or where Vic's going to go. But we do know that he is in a place that he understands what he has lost as losing Cyborg and losing Grid and his cybernetics. And we see that when he goes to use his arm cannon, when they're trying to fight the baby Madame Rouge and these different elements. And when they're trying to put the plan together and he's like, Grid, run me. And he would, Grid's not here. So he starts to realize what he's actually lost, and whether or not he can cope with that is a whole nother thing. We'll see. But we do know that he is a superhero at heart, and that's what's most important. And we're just going to have to find out whether or not that is enough for him to be able to continue with, or if there's a way for him to be able to actually find a way to use that to his advantage and to reinvent himself. And I'm interested in exploring that and seeing what that looks like as a superhero in his new role within the team. But he definitely doesn't like the Rita telling him that he can't do what he needs to be doing, and he's so used to playing the role that he plays. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult pill to swallow, but he's going to have to swallow it. He's made his bed, so he's going to lie in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, any superhero, I always have to go for a big challenge to become a bigger superhero. So that's and knowing that Victor has accomplished, overcome so much, like it will be interesting to see where that goes. I was kind of laughing a little bit, thinking like, okay, they're doing time travel now this season. Could this mean that they could do multiverse stories, maybe? Like, or perhaps, I don't know, maybe a visit to the Titans universe? Because I know every time I see Cyborg and Beast Boy Love on social media, like, I see Ryan Potter, and I'm like, come on, we gotta get to that point at some point. Do you think could be getting closer to that now that the show is exploring new territories like time travel, maybe the multiverse?
Yeah, I think we never know. It's a cut above my pay grade to kind of dictate where we're going to be. But yeah, I've always hoped since season one. I've always hoped that there would be a world that we can explore that, and Cyborg wasn't there, and I wasn't fortunate to be able to be a part of that world in Titan season one when the Doom Patrol was kind of birthed, to the viewers, and I haven't got to experience that, and that world, that episode exists, that happened, and so in the future. Maybe there was an opportunity to do it again. Who knows? It hasn't happened yet, and it may never happen. But it could. I don't know. I've got so much love for Ryan, and naturally, our bromance in real life. That's my brother. You know what I mean? That's my good friend, and I love to share a screen with him and bring the chemistry and the love that we have for each other as friends to the screen. And I'm a huge Teen Titans fan, and so my world and my Teen Titans is Vic and Gar, and is that dynamic and that bromance, and these guys eating pizza and playing video games. And it's just as much as it is for you guys wanting to see that. That is for me. I've expressed this since season one that I'd love to see that happen. And so yeah, God willing, in the future, maybe we can make it happen. But yeah, this is down to the big guns, the producers, the writers, the showrunners, to if that's in the plans for either show, because it's so technical. But yeah, who knows? Anything can happen. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm rooting for it just as much as you guys are.
And I guess for my final question before I let you go, because I know always fans, they share on social media probably like what they want to see and so. But you, as someone who's now spent, I mean, I think it's been more than 3 years now playing this character. What is it you feel that you haven't gotten to explore yet with Victor that you're hoping to see in next season? That you're like, whether it's something from the comics or something you feel like, oh, this would make sense for this version of Victor as we go forward.
Yeah, I think what I'd love to experience is I'd love to see Victor in a world where he gets to put his cybernetics to use in his full weight. Being in a character-driven show is so much about the characters and the journey of these characters. And so we haven't really been able to explore the combat side of things. And there's only been a few moments where Vic's really been able to fight. Episode 4, season 1, with Willoughby Kipling, when he's using the cannon and they're fighting just before he gets betrayed by him, is one moment. But I'd love to be able to explore that. And funnily enough, now we're in a position where where he's lost his cybernetics. So if it was going to happen at any point, like it's now there's not going to be the time. But maybe some point in the future. And I just love to see these characters come together. I'd love to see this band of heroes actually, become their full potential. I think that's something that myself and Vic share. We want to see everyone become their full potential, and that's why Vic is always trying to help Rita to realize her powers and to be who she was destined to be. And maybe we'll get to the point where we get to explore that in its entirety, and the whole team will find a way to try and control what it is. But right now we're in a place where everything is broken. And it's the most broken than it's ever been. And when things get broken, then they have to mend. And when things do mend, they become stronger than they were before. And so maybe that this is the time to make it happen. Maybe not. Who knows? And I think that's the beauty of it. I love being so much a part of it, but at the same time, I'm so far away from it because I'm sitting there as a spectator, as a viewer as well, waiting for these episodes, waiting for my conversations with the showrunners to know exactly what's going to happen and where we're going to go this season. So yeah, it's exciting and I'm looking forward to it. But who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, thank you so much for your time, and I again, congrats on a phenomenal third season, and again, you're kicking ass as Cyborg. That's one of my favorite characters. So, best of luck with season 4, and I hope you have a pleasant, great day.
Thank you, man. You too, brother.
Take care.
Appreciate your time.
Bye.
Thanks, Andy. Take care.